All right, everybody, and welcome to Ask Joe. My name is Joe White here. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. There we go. We seem to be live. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. And let me get myself situated with my screens. But this is Ask Joe, your opportunity to have some one on one group, right? Um, Coaching, on the spot coaching. So as people kind of filter in here, hello everybody, welcome, welcome. Make sure you say hi in the comment section. A little bit about what is Ask Joe in case you've been not yet familiar with it. My name is Joe White. I am the president and founder of Get Life Coaching. We've been doing this for 21 years. So I guess I'm the old man in the industry. We were the first coaching company in Delaware, and we are a local success story where we have expanded obviously outside of Delaware. We have clients around the world, and we also are the home of the Firewalking Institute. That is, you take your shoes off, you walk barefoot over ice cold, right? 1,200 degree colds, and it's the Firewalking Institute. Tony Robbins, we trained him, right? Obviously long before me, but it's we're real excited about that. So Ask Joe's an opportunity for you to, I've been doing this now for about, I don't know, like 5, 6 years. Everybody, make sure you say hi in the comment section. Ask any question you want, life, love, or business. I set everything up here. So, probably about 5 years ago, I had this concept to do this Ask Joe Facebook Live, an opportunity to kind of do what I love to do, and that's coach. And we're all at different places. Not everybody's ready for coaching. Sometimes we're timid. I get people who just kind of watch this and never participate, but they learn. I get feedback. Oh, I've been watching this for years. And we do this for a period of time, right? And we took a little break over the summer, and now we're back every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So guys, come on in, say hi, ask your questions. Love to hear your comments, your questions, your suggestions. We do allow you to pre-submit some questions. If you want to do it anonymously, like you don't want to post your question, send me a Facebook message. And I will read the question, but I won't say, this is from Donna. Donna asked, right? If you post it in the comment section, obviously everybody will see. And I really just don't like this new version of how Facebook Live works. I really like the old way, right? I could see everything more. And anyway, it is what it is. So here we are, right? We have a lot of stuff going on in the world. And there's a lot of uncertainty. And the questions that I get, the problems I get most often is, how do you deal with negative people? I mean, there's never been a time in my life, and I'm 53, that there's so much negativity around everything. And we have and negativity doesn't mean, people who disagree against you, right? Negativity is like people who are spouting, right, just things that's negative, right? And how do you handle negative energy? For one, I hate negative energy. The older I get, the less tolerance I have for it, right? If you're going to be negative, I just rather not be around you. So the first thing you want to do is obviously limit or avoid that time with negative energy. Everything comes down to tribe, right? One of the things that at Get Life Coaching that we inspires so much is that feeling of tribe, that ability to feel connected with like-minded people. There's nothing like that in the world, right? When you have that connection. And if you don't have it, it's real easy to feel isolated, alone. Again, another reason why I start doing Ask Joe, because some people are isolated, right? Some people don't have the ability or the means to go out. They don't even know where to go. So if you're dealing with negative energy, number one, just avoid it, right? Number two is don't feed into it. And like, I get guilty too. Like, I am well known for reading a post that drives me insane on my phone, and I'll respond, but I won't hit send, right? Because understand, if someone has a fundamental different opinion than you, a Facebook post in the history of Facebook has never changed someone's mind. All it does is ingrains that angst deeper inside of you. So the best thing to do is not engage it. The question I get often is, well, what is my family member, right? Then I always say this: love your family, choose your tribe, choose your friends, right? Unless you have a family that ends up not supporting you, supporting your dreams, then find a tribe of people. And maybe it's Get Life Coaching, or maybe you create your own. When I started 21 years ago, I didn't have a tribe, right? The social media was Prodigy, I think, probably at the time, right? I'm dating myself. Or maybe it was AOL. It wasn't what we have today. Like this, right? We have the ability to connect. Like, one of the things I'm so excited about is we're doing this October the 19th. We're starting. Check out my Facebook page. Just check it out, or just go to yoursunrisechallenge.com, yoursunrisechallenge.com. If you've ever been to one of my seminars, one of the things that people love is the closed eye experiences. It's like a deep, deep meditative state, guided journey. So what we've done is we have blocked off 11 days. We're doing it at 6 a.m. in the morning. If you're not at 6 a.m., you still can do it. You can watch the videos on demand. But the power of having a group of people at 6 a.m. for 20 minutes, that's it, go back to bed. But for 20 minutes, focusing on leveling up your life, overcoming those fears and doubts that get in your way, right? And there's a whole bunch of other cool bonuses, and I won't bore you with it. Just go, right, to yoursunrisechallenge.com, and all the information's there, and it's under $100, and you get lifetime access. It'd be the best $100 you ever invest in you in. But I created that because I wanted to create a tribe of people, right? People all meditating at the exact same time. But there's so much out there in this space. There's smoking, there's calmness, confidence, all that stuff. And it's great. But I wanted to do a perfectly designed formula to guide you step by step by step. So if you love meditating, you should join. If you're not, if you never meditate before, if you're one of these people like, I'm not good at it, it works for you, come out and join me for that. But you need to find a tribe. And then the third thing is you got to find people in your life, or you got to find activities in your life that counterbalance the negativity. There's this old phrase that says, stand guard at the door of your mind. And this is what it means. If you do nothing, negative energy is going to permeate you. It's going to find its way in, especially like today's world. I don't watch the news anymore, but it's everywhere. Like, you can't get away from this negative crap. And you have a choice. You can say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm gonna feed into it, or I'm not going to feed into it. And it's hard at times, but we still have that ability. So we need to find things to kind of push back that pressure, right? That inertia of negative energy. And it could be anything. It could be reading like books, like self-education books, right? It could be doing the Sunrise Challenge. It could be that. It could be meditating on your own. It could be prayer. It could be jumping on your Peloton, going for a walk, going for a jog, going for a run, joining some sort of mindfulness group. There's so many options, but we have to do it regularly. That's the key. Doing it regularly so that it is, how can I say this? That it becomes a daily routine. Because we dabble, right? We dabble. We do it for a while and then we forget. Discipline is the roadway to success. Everything's built on the discipline of doing what you want, what you need to do to achieve what you want. I was having this conversation with a client the other day, and guys, we just had a whole bunch of people just hop on. If you're new to Ask Joe, ask any question about life, love, or business in the comment section. Make sure you stop in and say hi. We'd love to hear from you. But it's I like to make it interactive. Or if you have an opinion on something or a thought, or you agree, disagree, drop it in, right? So I was having a conversation with somebody, and they're saying how much they hate discipline. They're like, I hate discipline, right? And like I hate discipline too. But here's what I've realized, right? Discipline is the foundation of what we do. Discipline is doing that thing you don't want to do that you have to do. So forming that habit is essential to get what you want. If you study success, discipline is something which is in every avenue of anybody who ever achieves success. So, find your ways to break free. And then lastly, find something out there, right? And get that grounds you and get clear. And this is such an easy exercise that you can do. Take a sheet of paper, right? Draw a line down the middle. On one side, write out every single thing that knocks you off of being grounded. Negative people, right? Maybe poor diet, maybe financial situations. But there's also a whole bunch of good things too. Like one of the things that knocks me off is like when I travel. Like travel just knocks me off because like I'm so focused on like what I have to do before I go. Then I go, I deliver, I change lives, and then coming back, it's everything. It just breaks. I'm a routine guy. The other side of that too is the concept of like even vacation knocks me off. Doing my seminars knocks me off, right? So understand things that knock you off your center could be anything, good or bad, right? It's just things that knock you off center. So pay attention to those things that are good for you. We got a lot of good questions coming. I'll get to them, everybody. Let me finish up this thought. It's so good. Also, make sure if you have any question, comments, thoughts, drop it in the comment section. We do this every Tuesday. You're watching Ask Joe. I'm Joe, right? And make sure you join us at 8 p.m. So the other side of this is it's not like, financial strain. This is the way I ground myself. It is two independent lists, but I want your brain to see all the things that will knock you off to activate your RAS, your reticular activating system. That's a part of your brain that tells your subconscious mind, or your subconscious mind tells your conscious mind what to focus on. Okay? So you be aware of it. Because if you know something's coming up, you can prepare for it. It doesn't have to hit you sideways or be blindsided by it. Then on the other side is what are ways that you can ground yourself, right? And it could be simple to extravagant, and you want both on your list. It might be going to the beach. It might be taking a vacation, right? But sometimes you can't do that, right? So maybe you do a meditation. Maybe you'll journal. Maybe you just go outside, take your shoes off, and walk on the grass while it's still not too cold out. Make sure it's stuff you can do instantly in any situation. There's been so many times we do this exercise called breathing in your heart. It was created by a company called HeartMath, HeartMath.com, and a great company. And I can do this exercise. I've done it in bathroom stalls. I mean, I was stressed, but I did it in bathroom stalls because I just wanted to go in there and reset myself. So make sure that you have a plan of how you handle the adversity. And then lastly, dealing with negative people, right, is if you have to deal with them, ground yourself before you deal with them. Ground yourself before you deal with them. Don't just go in there and hope like the calm Joe shows up or the calm Fran or Nancy or whomever, right? Make sure you ground yourself and stay. Right? And just be aware of yourself. I can tell you one of the biggest things that I've been doing now for 27 years of my life is journaling. So let me handle some of these questions and comments and thoughts here. Guys, welcome everybody to Ask Joe. We do this for about another 15 minutes. Ask any question. Life, love, business. If you have a question that you don't want to share, if you want to remain anonymous, we just got another question in, Thank you. Then just send it to me through Messenger and we won't say your name. Okay, Fran. Hey, Fran, how are you? Did you say you taught Tony Robbins how to walk on hot coals? No, I did not, but the company that I now own did, the Firewalking Institute of Education, right? That's where Tony Robbins trained, T. Harv Eker trained there, Dr. Wheel trained there. So I've been part of that for about a decade now. I was the master firewalk instructor, and now I own it, right? So we do a lot of firewalking here in Delaware, and I've traveled. God, I've been to Spain, I've been to Taiwan, I've been to Hawaii. We do them for corporations, we do them for businesses. There's nothing like a firewalk. Nancy, hello Nancy. I hope you're making out well with everything going on. I reposted your show on my Wilmington, Delaware, the friendly place to live, work, and play and love. Thank you so much. Very, very good. Nancy, also like Tony Robbins says, pick your pain. There's always a pain, guys. There's always consequences in everything you do. Unfortunately, we're often driven more by that unconscious pain than the pain that matters the most. I'll repeat that. We're driven by the unconscious pain versus the pain that is more important for us to avoid. So we don't want to have that difficult conversation with a partner because we don't want to feel inadequate. We don't want to get into that deep, dark basement stuff. Yet the end of the relationship is the pain that we need to avoid, but we don't take care of this pain, we get that pain. So always, 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 right? It is truly pick your pain, but you got to have aware. Understand this, guys. There are 3 levels of transformation. It's simple. 3 levels. Number 1 is awareness. You got to understand what's going on around you. One of the things that pisses me off about this whole personal development space is people, everybody wants to complicate stuff, right? They want to make it sound harder than it is. The understanding of this is simple. The application is challenging. I'll give you that. But it's not complicated. You got to have awareness of what's going on, but that doesn't change anything. It just makes you aware, right? If you're standing in a pile of dog shit, you are aware that you're standing in a pile of dog shit. But guess what? Yeah, you guessed it. You're still in that pile of dog shit. Number 2 is absolute willingness. This is where people go off, right? They get the awareness, they have willingness, but it's not absolute. In other words, would you do anything to achieve that goal? Other than violate your morals, your ethics, your code, something like that. Very often, the answer is no. But the thing that we desire, whether it's something that we want to have or we want to move away from, is so essential to us. So we do it for a while. We make up an excuse. Come on, we all have done that. We tell a story of why it didn't work out. And we go, well, I tried. It's not my fault. Number 3 is we have to take massive, consistent, persistent action. Dabbling never gets you your success. And we have that, right? Think of a time in your life that you overcame a great obstacle. Maybe a time when you thought it was impossible. Maybe it was time that other people told you it was impossible. Think about that, right? How'd you do it? Right? Maybe in the beginning you tried and you weren't able to do it. Maybe in the beginning you struggled a bit, but you didn't give up. Maybe in the beginning you did dabble, but I guarantee if you got what you want, you didn't dabble it, right? You took massive, consistent, persistent action. That's the key. So that's the 3rd one. So next question is grounding, like walking outside and barefoot. Fran, it could be anything. It could be any different way. Like grounding to me is getting back in my body, getting out of my head in my body. So it could be walking on grass. It could be just taking some deep breaths. It could be riding my Harley. It could be jumping on my Peloton. It could be working out. It could be prayer. Playing with my daughter grounds me. I got a 6-year-old little girl. All those things ground me. So there's a lot of different ways that you can ground yourself. But think of it like getting back in your body, getting back into that state of absolute abundance, feeling that certainty from within. Next question is, How can I find out when the next firewall class is? Fran, go to firewalking.com. The next one's coming up 1, 2, 3, 4, November 5th, right here. So if you are interested or you want me to talk to you more about it, send me a message and I'd be more than happy to, like, we can set a time up, we can chat. I can tell you all about the different type of firewalks that we have, and there's nothing like firewalking, guys. I love it. It is part of who I am, right? Not everybody gets it. The good news is everybody doesn't have to get it, right? Okay, what else do we got? Kimberly! All right. Got your television on? Okay, Kimberly, how do you stay motivated after a setback? I think one of the big keys to, like pushing through all this, right? Overcoming adversity and challenges is your ability to self-coach yourself. That's my challenge with therapy, right? I had a client come in, he's just a new client. He's been with 3 years with the same therapist, stuck, doing the same work on the same freaking issue. And the therapist's like, well, it takes time. No, it doesn't take time. If you're working with someone for 3 freaking years on the same issue, fire their ass. If you're working with the same person for a year, fire their ass. 6 months, fire their ass, right? It doesn't have to take forever to change. And the key, one of the things that we do here at Get Life Coaching is about helping you to become a better coach in yourself, right? So how do you stay motivated in a setback is become a better coach in your life. And there's 2 things that I do. Number 1, I talk to myself. And one of the things I've realized is, right, the setback just sets you up for the comeback, right? There's an old quote. I have like a million quotes in my head that I have collected over the years, so some of them are dated. But remember Joan London? It's still a great quote. The quote is, the bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. I'll say that again. The bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. So sometimes in life, the setback is a bend in the road, right? Get up, push forward. That's what, I sound like the Rocky thing is, right? If you know your worth, go out and get your worth. But go watch a Rocky Balboa scene, right? That was about. And you're going to have setbacks. I think one of the biggest challenges is when we have unrealistic expectations. So it's how you show up in those setbacks. Look at anybody great, like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky. Everybody went through challenges. Everyone struggled. How they show up and how they rise up is everything. That's the difference from the freaking extraordinary to just great, to good. That's the difference. Number 2 is it's about motivation, right? Everybody wants to get motivated. Zig Ziglar said it the best. Take a room full of idiots, motivate them. What do you have? A room full of motivated idiots. Understand technology here. One of the things that we focus on Get Life Coaching is really the mechanics of change, of transformation. Not motivational speaking, but the gears, so to say, of why we do what we do. So you can imagine, make sure my hands are good, pain is here, pleasure is here. Pain's a push technology. So we want to get rid of pain. So we touch a hot stove, ow, we pull it away. Pain is, I'm sick of this. I can't stand this anymore. I look terrible. My relationship sucks. My business sucks. I got to do something. And we get motivated. Damn. You know how you get someone out of a chair that won't move and you can't lift them? Light the chair on fire. Everybody gets out. That is what motivation is. Motivation is the moving away from pain. But here's what happens. The further you get away from that chair, the less it burns, the less you feel the heat. Very often people, go on a diet or a health plan, whatever you want to call it, and they start losing some weight. They go down a dress size or a pant size or 2. They're not where they want to be, but they're better than where they was. And they stop. Why? Because they don't have that pain driving them. See, if you really want to overcome your setbacks, Kimberly, what you want is to get attached to your pleasure. It's your why, it's your identity, it's your purpose here on this earth. Because when you're attached to who you are at your core, your identity, the pleasure, you'll stay up late, you'll go to bed, you know, you get up early, stay up late. You'll do anything you can to achieve that thing you want. And I call that inspiration. So the problem isn't motivation, it's inspiration. People who get knocked down, have a setback, who don't push through, who let that define them, they're not inspired, guys. So ultimately, get attached, whether you do a vision, you write a why statement. There's so many different ways you can do this. Come to one of our seminars and walk on fire. Join the Sunset Challenge. So many different ways for you. But it's like that's what you need. You need something bigger than you to pull you to where you want to go. All right, let me see what other questions we have here. Make sure you say hi as you come on in, everybody. We got a few minutes left. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and it's Ask Joe. I'll drop the link in if you want to pre-ask a question. Guys, if you're getting value from this, what I ask you to do is share this with friends, share it with your family, share it on your wall. You never know that someone might say something and it will resonate with somebody who probably might not be a fan or friend of our Facebook pages. So you're able to create impact on them. So if you're getting value, all that ask that you shared, and thank you, Nancy. I got one question here. So if you have any questions, life, love, business, doesn't matter. If you want to remain anonymous, drop it in the comment section. But we do have an anonymous question. And the question is, how my business is struggling with COVID. I'm finding it hard to stay motivated to get what I want. All I hear is the word pivot, 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 pivot. But when you don't know where to pivot to, you end up doing nothing. I agree with you, man. Right? I agree. I am sick of the word pivot, right? Because this pivot. No, it's not just pivot. It's not pivot. I think that's the mistake that people make, businesses make, right? Because a business, I need a prompt. Right? A business is a product, it's a service, right? It's something that if by doing this, by having this, we're able to change a life, impact, bring people together, right? And each business has a core identity, is who you are. And what happens is very often we make our lane bigger and bigger and bigger. So we try to please everybody all the time. And sure, it might bring in a few easy sales, but is it going to make you and help you to be survivable, right? I think two things right now, right? Three things. Number one, get really clear on who you are as a company, as a product, as a service, right? Get really, really clear. The first thing I did when COVID hit was I have whiteboards at my house. I have a home office there. I have those those stickies, right? The stickies, but like the big pads you can stick on the wall. And I just literally pulled my company apart and figured out what are we, what do we do best, and how do we grow, right? And how do we impact more lives by what we do? Yeah, you might need to change the how a little bit here. But you can't change who you are. You might end up hating it, right? I mean, if I did, I don't know, what is something I hate? If I just did basic communication skills, right? It would drive me up a freaking wall. I'm about changing lives, right? Buy a book on communication, right? Or hire someone else, but it's not really what I do, right? The second, don't just pivot to pivot. Number two, educate yourself. I, I've been seeing a big trend with businesses, right? I have more and more people that are reaching out to me for some sort of business training or coaching, sales training. Like utilize this time to retool your brain, right? Retool your brain. I must have did like 10 books in like 2 weeks because I would just put them on Audible. I was letting them play as I was doing all this stuff. So like learn what you need to. And it's really like it's about sales, it's about marketing, it's about branding, those three things, right? If you're interested, like we can come into a sales training, but there's so much out there. You got to spend some time re-educating yourself, sharpening this. Because whatever got you where you were, it's a different time and won't get you where you want to be. And number three, I believe this, man. I do. I've gotten arguments with people, but you know what? If sometimes you got to push your chips in. Sometimes you got to go for the home run. I think sometimes we play too small as businesses and we play too much of that prevent defense and we try not to lose instead of winning. Believe in yourself. There is something inside of you, if you started this business, that inspired you in a moment. Say, wow, I could do this, or I could do this better, or I can do it this different way. So trust that, man, right? You have not changed. The delivery mechanism may, the outside may, but you have not changed. So pull apart, right? Get back to your basics, re-identify what you are, right? Spend some time, self-education, branding, marketing, sales. Then focus on, really about, how can I grow? How can I expand? How can I help more people? Because it's not about pivoting. It is about innovation. And I've said this quote a lot of times, but it's from Peter Drucker. The two primary functions of any business is to innovate and market. So yes, pivoting, innovate. Okay, let's see if we got some more questions. Hey Julia, how are you? Kimberly Wright, inspiration, not motivation. Love that. It's true, man. Motivation's like Kindle, man. Hot, fast, burns, gone. Inspiration, it's long burning, man. It is that fuel. Okay, Fran goes, what methods of meditation do you recommend? If you want to learn more, I would highly recommend, checking out the Sunrise Challenge, right? Because you have access to, once it's done, you have access to it all the time. You actually get the audio download. It's the best way. For me, I like the guided journey version. So, okay, I'll go this way. In meditation, there's many avenues. You can just be present, right? And I do that at times, but that doesn't work best for me. Like I like to put myself in a meditative state and journal and just do free form journaling and things come to me that way, where I'm really present, got some great music on. A guided journey is where you are led through a process. And in that process, through metaphors and language patterns, you're able to rewire your subconscious brain. So that's what I like to do when it comes to meditating, because my brain's so freaking hyperactive, just sitting, being still, right? But yet yoga, I do yoga at my house, and it is a constant battle. The main reason why I do yoga is because I ride my Peloton a lot, and I get really tight, right? So I figure I hate stretching. Yoga's a good way, but trying to stay present. Like the other day, I was doing yoga, right? And my phone went off. And I went to grab my phone. And I'm like, I don't think this is really what I should be doing. I should be focusing on my breath. And be patient. All of this, meditation, breathing, yoga, closed-eye journeys, all this stuff. It's a muscle, guys. I hear it sometimes. People say, I tried it. It didn't work. Well, no, you're not going to be perfect at it, right? But the more you do it, the better you're going to be at it. So trust the process there. Any other questions, comments? Lay it on me. All right, guys, some quick things, unless we get another question that jumps in here. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. If you've gotten value, please share the link. If you're interested in the Sunrise Challenge, go to yoursunrisechallenge.com. Right? It's under $100. It's 11 days. You don't have to be up at 6 a.m. But if you're a warrior, you're going to want to be up at 6 a.m. and get that group feeling. And there's tons of every bonus. Your whole family gets to do it for free. It is an incredible offer, an opportunity to level up your life. And then you have them to listen again and again. So do check that out. And if you're interested in, or you know someone who might be interested in a complimentary coaching session, just go to calljoewhite.com. Calljoewhite.com. And lastly, I'll put these links in the comment section. If you're interested in learning more about us, me, getlifecoaching.com. But check out the Sunrise Challenge, right? But that's all that I have today. So practice tonight, maybe around 9 p.m. of the negativity. Right? Stay off social media. You've seen everything you need to see with watching this. And take care of yourselves. It feels good to be back with this. We do this every Tuesday. So until next week, Joe White from Get Life Coaching. Say it with me. Come on. Rattle the cage. Have a great night, everybody. Talk to you soon.